Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're here with a Convoy S2 Plus, and this one's got the Osram W1 emitter in it. I've been waiting for a while to get this one. I really like these coloured series of Convoy lights. I've got the metal switch on there and obviously the coloured body. Need to get a clip on here. Shame I don't supply it with a clip, but I do have some clips. So very pleased to say that Convoy now ships with much better drivers. You can buy it with a simple 4-mode driver, which I would recommend you don't get because it's got memory on it, and they do it with also a 12-mode programmable driver, which basically, using a few clicks, you can program it to act like the 4-channel one, but you can turn the memory on and off. It's not as good as the BLF A6 driver, because you can't go up and down the brightnesses, but it is much better. I've got this set to come on at, I think I've got 0.1%, then 1%. It goes, I've got like 5 modes, so it always starts on low, which is what you want for an EDC, because you know, if it's really dark, you don't want it to be blinding. If you're using it outside predominantly, I'd probably reverse the order and have it starting on high, but it does mean it is quite a few clicks, you know, to get it up to high now, whereas obviously the BLF driver, you can just do 1 click to turn it on, then a long click and you're straight at turbo. But that aside, I think this is, you know, really good improvement. So really, this is, we'll call it a tube light thrower. You know, it's not going to be masses of throw, but for a tube light. Now I had some reservations because the S2 Plus has got quite a shallow reflector. Now I've got an S2, which might have been an infrared one originally, but that runs an XPL HI that I fitted, and the BLF driver. So I will compare that to that at some point. Although one of my other Convoy lights, an older model here, is a Convoy S4. This has got a lovely deep reflector in it. It is orange peel, but only mildly so. And in here I've got a de-domed XPG2 running a 3-amp Q-Light driver. So I thought it would be quite interesting to compare the Osram W1 to it. I thought they were going to be quite close. I need to get this on my light meter and actually measure some CD readings for it. On first try, I'm quite impressed. So, right, so we've got moonlight as the first mode. So you can see it is not quite a Firefly moonlight, but it's pretty low. But it is quite a throwy little LED. So you can see we've got quite an intense spot there. There is some spill beam as well, but you probably can't see that on the camera yet. And I'm standing, oh, I don't know, 5-6 foot away from the vehicle. Notch it up a little bit. There you are, you can see you've got quite a wide spill beam, and that's really down to that shallow reflector. Up one more, again, and then onto the highest mode. This should be 5 amps, so I'll have to do some tail cap readings, but there is a tree down the way there that we're picking up. A bonfire, pretty easy. And that tree down there, and oh, I can see some eyes down there. It's probably a fox, I imagine. It's pretty good actually. I'm quite impressed. It is quite a cool white beam. We're not quite frosty yet. We've got a really heavy dew, and it is making the grass look rather blue, I must say. Let's just switch to that old Convoy S4, because I would say this S2 Plus is getting quite toasty running on high. Right, so with this Q-Light driver in the S4, again we've got a low, which is probably a little bit lower, a little bit brighter again, and then the highest mode. And can you see how the spill beam is much smaller with the S4? And it's nowhere near as big, and that's down to having that deeper reflector. And I can just reach a tree down there, and the bonfire, and that tree there. The fox has gone, but I would say it's nowhere near as throwy as that Osram W1, which is quite a surprise. I thought they'd be pretty close, as this is de-domed. So I'll have to put some CD figures up so we can get a true comparison of the difference. But I was expecting them to be quite a bit closer. This is my most throwy tube light. It beats the XPL HI quite convincingly. And, you know, and the tone isn't too bad being de-domed, because I started off with a neutral white emitter to begin with. What we'll do, let's see if we can get both fired up together. Okay, so here we are. We can see them side by side, so you can really see just how cool that W1 emitter is, really. but you can just see it really is putting down quite a bit more light down range than the de-domed XPG2. So yeah, it goes to show you can have a wider spill and more throw and a shallower reflector and still get better performance. I would say it does get a bit hotter. You know, it's running at 5 amps, not 3. But so far, quite impressive. And as with all the Convoy S2 Pluses, you know, they're so easy to EDC. This one's going to definitely be a carry light for me.